The top 15 greatest NBA players of all time. 15. Jerry West, the NBA logo. Top accolades: 1 NBA title, 1 Finals MVP, 10 All-NBA first-team selections, 14 All-Stars, 4 All-Defensive first-team selections. NBA rank: 23rd in scoring, 34th in assists, 238th in rebounds. No one on this earth can possibly hate the Celtics as much as Jerry West, having lost to them in the finals 6 times out of the 6 he faced them. Impossible to blame West for those championship defeats, though, as he put up beastly numbers against them on a consistent basis, just as he did against the rest of the NBA. West was a masterful combo guard who performed at a high level thanks to his scoring and playmaking. He was also a great shooter, both off the dribble and with his feet set. He made the All-Star each of his seasons in the league, which only 4 other players with 10+ seasons of NBA experience have accomplished. 14. Kevin Garnett. Top accolades: 1 NBA title, 1 MVP, 9 All-NBA teams, 15 All-Stars, 1 Defensive Player of the Year award, 9 All-Defensive first-team selections. NBA rank: 9th in rebounds, 18th blocks and steals, 19th in scoring, 52nd in assists. One of the first unicorns in the NBA, Kevin Garnett had the size of the center and all-around skills of a guard, even bringing the ball down before big men were really allowed to do that. Garnett took a run-of-the-mill Wolves teams to the playoffs consistently while scoring, rebounding, distributing, and defending at an elite level. One could even argue Garnett sacrificed offensive numbers to put all-out effort on defense. Fun fact, except if you're a Wolves fan. Minnesota made the playoffs in 8 of 14 Garnett seasons, and only 3 in the 20 years without him. That's the kind of impact he had. His championship ring with the Celtics came late, but it was beyond deserved. 13. Oscar Robertson. Top accolades: 1 NBA title, 1 MVP, 9 All-NBA first-team selections, 12 All-Stars. NBA rank: 8th in assists, 14th in scoring, 80th in rebounds. The first player to average a triple-double in league history, Oscar Robertson was an expert playmaker, rebounder, and scorer at the lead guard spot, and a somewhat underrated player historically. He experienced very little team success until he joined forces with Lou Alcindor in Milwaukee, but did eventually win an NBA championship. One of the most well-rounded offensive guards ever. 12. Kevin Durant. Top accolades: 2 NBA titles, 2 Finals MVPs, 1 MVP, 6 All-NBA first-team selections, 13 All-Stars. NBA rank: 9th in scoring, 80th in blocks, 100th in assists, 116th in rebounds, 151th in steals. To me, Kevin Durant is the most skilled offensive player ever to play the game. He's a 7 guard. There's virtually no formula to stop him. He has the full offensive package with no weaknesses. He can shoot from anywhere on the court, he can get to the rim at will, and if you end up contesting his shot, it probably won't matter because he can shoot over you with ease. KD has only averaged under 25 points per game once in his 12 seasons, and that came in his rookie campaign. He went to a 73-9 Warriors team with a 2-time MVP and the undisputed greatest shooter of all time in Steph Curry, and he made him his Robin. You can call him a snake, a cupcake, or whatever, but you can't deny the numbers he's consistently produced. It earned him a spot on the NBA 75 team. 11. Hakeem Olajuwon. Top accolades: 2 NBA titles, 2 Finals MVPs, 1 MVP, 6 All-NBA first-team selections, 12 All-Stars, 2 Defensive Player of the Year awards, 5 All-Defensive first-team selections. NBA rank: 1st in blocks, 10th in steals, 12th in points, 14th in rebounds, 220th in assists. The first international player on the list, Hakeem Olajuwon, was one of the greatest big men ever, and he competed and produced at an elite level on both ends of the floor with outstanding low-post moves and defensive skills to match. Olajuwon ranks 1st in blocks on record, though there's a bit of an asterisk on that because they didn't keep track of those before 1973-74. Also, he is the only player to rank top 14 in 4 different major statistical categories: points, rebounds, blocks, and steals. 10. Steph Curry. Top accolades: 4 NBA titles, 1 Finals MVP, 2 MVPs, 4 All-NBA first-team selections, 9 All-Stars. NBA rank, 38th in scoring, 45th in assists, 58th in steals, the Shaq of point guards. While the Diesel collapsed defenses, Steph expands them, taking the three-point philosophy of Mike D'Antoni and turning it up a couple notches. Defenses have to stay up on him full court, which his handles and elusiveness make impossible to do. He'll then pull up from half court and make it 43.5% of the time. He is, without a doubt, the greatest shooter of all time after becoming the career leader in made three-pointers. Compared to most of the guys on this list, though, Curry was a slow starter. He had issues with his ankles early in his career, forcing us to wait to see the greatness that we caught glimpses of during his time in college at Davidson. Warriors fans booed then-new owner Joe Lacob on Chris Mullin night because he gave the team to Steph after trading fan-favorite Monta Ellis for Andrew Bogut. Golden State won their first championship in 4 decades 3 years later. Now he's the first unanimous MVP in league history, which is pretty stupid, but still, and has 4 rings to go with another MVP. With his latest title, he finally knocked off Finals MVP off his checklist after a dominant performance against the Boston Celtics. There's absolutely nothing left for Steph to accomplish, and that's why he ranks in our top 10 list. We're already seeing Steph's impact on basketball as kids start launching from deep earlier than ever in their young careers, and on the league with NBA teams putting the mid-range jumper out to pasture and fully embracing the three-pointer. 9. Tim Duncan. Top accolades: 5 NBA titles, 3 Finals MVPs, 2 MVPs, 10 All-NBA first-team selections, 8 All-Defensive first-team selections. NBA rank, 5th in blocks, 6th in rebounds, 16th in scoring, 105th in assists, 167th in steals. The rare low-maintenance superstar, Tim Duncan, was impactful and successful team-wise from the get-go through the end of his career. Duncan anchored the winningest team of the century and did so in a low-key manner, without enough acclaim for his greatness or accomplishments. Don't believe us? How about the fact that he never won Defensive Player of the Year, despite being selected to 8 first-team All-Defenses, making that slight a major travesty, one that shows how underrated he was even in his prime. There's even a chance Duncan would be ranked higher in many GOAT lists, with a more entertaining off-court persona. But either way, he's the greatest power forward ever. 8. Shaquille O'Neal. Top accolades: 4 NBA titles, 3 Finals MVPs, 1 MVP, 8 All-NBA first-team selections, 15 All-Stars, 3 All-Defensive second-team selections. NBA rank, 8th in scoring and blocks, 15th in rebounds, 222nd in assists. The most dominant ever. Dominant seems like the only adjective to describe Shaq's career. Shaq, obviously a member of the NBA 75 team, is one of the most skilled bigs ever to touch a basketball, and we've all seen the video of him cooking MJ in a one-on-one before the All-Star game. The beauty of Shaq's dominance is that you could know after 2 dribbles that he was about to hit you with a drop step in the post, but you just weren't going to stop it even if you knew it was coming. It was either a bucket or a foul. We may never see a 7'1", 365-pound big that was as explosive, athletic, and quick as Shaq. He was truly a one-of-a-kind and easily one of the most entertaining players, on and off the court, that the NBA has ever seen. There will never be another Shaq. 7. Kobe Bryant. Top accolades: 5 NBA titles, 2 Finals MVPs, 1 MVP, 11 All-NBA first-team selections, 18 All-Stars, 9 All-Defensive first-team selections. NBA rank, 4th in scoring, 16th in steals, 33rd in assists, 112th in rebounds, 205th in blocks. Not as high a peak as other megastars, but his career is one of amazingly sustained excellence, a result of an almost unparalleled work ethic and devotion to his craft, which helped him develop into an outrageous scorer out of the mid-range and near the rim, and a high-impact perimeter defender. Kobe Bryant was first a sidekick to Shaq, before then becoming the man for the Lakers, and winning 5 titles overall, 2 of which he earned Finals MVPs for. Bryant, who finished his career with more All-NBA first-team selections than Jordan, also probably turned more people into basketball fans than any player not named Michael or Irvin. 6. Larry Bird. top accolades, 3 NBA titles, 2 finals, MVPs, 3 MVPs, 9 All-NBA first-team selections, 12 All-Stars, NBA rank, 36th in scoring, 39th in steals, 48th in assists, 56th in rebounds, 161st in blocks. Bird may not rank super high in the stat department, a byproduct of a shorter career than normal for NBA superstars and being part of a star-studded team. But there's no questioning his status as an all-time great, as the legendary swingman filled the stat sheet and possessed a terrific all-around game as a shooter, overall scorer, rebounder, and playmaker. Bird filled up a box score, but he was never strictly a numbers guy. He was just a winner who made ridiculous passes, had a knack for seeing everything unfold seconds before anyone else on the court, and always made the key play that either sealed the deal or keyed a game-defining run. That's why even though he could barely get loose enough to play at the end of his final season, Bird was one of the most celebrated members of the legendary Dream Team. There was no way the greatest basketball squad ever assembled could leave off the greatest small forward the game had ever known at that point. 5. Wilt Chamberlain. Top accolades, 2 NBA titles, 1 Finals MVP, 4 MVPs, 7 All-NBA first-team selections, 13 All-Stars, 2 All-Defensive first-team selections. NBA rank, 1st in rebounds, 7th in scoring, 81st in assists. The most dominant big man offensively in NBA history, though that partially had to do with the level of competition Wilt Chamberlain faced in his era. Still, when you dominate at the level Chamberlain did, who cares who he did it against? Chamberlain did come a little short in the team success department, as he was usually better in the regular season than in the playoffs, something that many believe had to do with an unwillingness to get fouled late in close games due to his unreliable free throw. Chamberlain's single-season rebounding and scoring records are unassailable. Plus, he has the second-best scoring average behind only Jordan. And had MJ played one more year with the Wizards, Chamberlain might actually be, one in that stat. Chamberlain is also the only guy to lead the league in total scoring, rebounds, and assists for a season, and retired as the all-time leader in scoring and rebounding at the time. 4. Bill Russell. Top accolades, 11 NBA titles, 5 MVPs, 11 All-NBA selections, 12 All-Stars, 1 Olympic gold medal. NBA rank, 2nd in rebounds, 117th in assists, 165th in scoring. Bill Russell's record for most NBA titles will never be beaten, as no one has come, or will come close to his 11 career championships. Russell's resume is actually hurt because many accolades like Finals MVP or Defensive Player of the Year didn't even exist in his heyday. What's more, since blocks weren't recorded as a stat in his career, there's no way to know how many Russell had for his career. There's a chance he would be at the top of block standings along with the player coming up next on our ranking. Russell may not have had the longest career, but boy, was that run successful. Just as a curious note, Russell had more MVPs than all NBA first-team selections in his career, 3. 3. Magic Johnson. Top accolades, 5 NBA titles, 3 Finals, MVPs, 3 MVPs, 9 All-NBA first-team selections, 12 All-Stars, NBA rank, 7th in assists, 23rd in steals, 84th in scoring, 148th in rebounds. The consensus best point guard in NBA history comes at number 3 on our list. The leader of one of the finest teams in basketball history, Magic Johnson had flash, pizzazz, and any adjective you can think of as a playmaker, often hightailing it down the open floor and making spectacular passes that not many others would have attempted, let alone pulled off as successfully as he did. Magic was also a winner, making iconic plays over and over again in the biggest of stages. Add in his super charismatic personality, and you have the complete package as one of the biggest superstars the league has ever seen. Never forget, Magic was the GOAT before MJ. 2. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Top accolades, 6 NBA titles, 2 Finals, MVPs, 6 MVPs, 10 All-NBA first-team selections, 19 All-Stars, 5 All-Defensive first-team selections. NBA rank, 2nd in scoring, 3rd in rebounds and blocks, 49th in assists, 108th in steals. The GOAT debate is considered a two-horse race at this point in the NBA, but if there is a strong third candidate, it's Kareem AbdulJabbar, who dominated for almost 2 decades thanks to his skyhook shot and overall greatness as a scorer, rebounder, and shot blocker. If anything, the longevity argument may still be with AbdulJabbar, as the all-time big man won his 2 Finals MVP awards 14 years apart, first in 1971 and then again in 1985. Most players' careers don't last anywhere near that long, yet AbdulJabbar was dominating at the highest level for that long. Still, Jordan and James are too tough to overcome, despite AbdulJabbar's resume. 1. Michael Jordan, the GOAT. 1. LeBron James, the GOAT King. Yes, there's 2 number ones. MJ's top accolades: 6 NBA titles, 6 Finals MVPs, 5 MVPs, 10 All-NBA first-team selections, 14 All-Stars, 1 Defensive Player of the Year award, 9 All-Defensive first-team selections, NBA rank, 4th in steals, 5th in scoring, 51st in assists, 124th in blocks, 136th in rebounds. Michael Jordan's hold on the top spot of this list has gotten more precarious, especially after last season, though 5 of our 8 writers still rank him first overall. Jordan's mid-range game, face-ups, jab steps, pull-ups, turnarounds, fadeaway, all of it, was second to none, and he was also a freakish athlete who could finish through contact and over length. And then there was the aspect of his clutchness, as Jordan was so often successful in nailing game winners in the most high-pressure situations imaginable. Oh, and he was a top-tier defender too. Jordan was the face of the NBA for a long time, and his star status outside of the basketball world was almost hard to believe, and still sort of is. Overall, he's still currently the GOAT, him and LeBron James according to our voters, but it's definitely getting much closer, and a big season out of the next player on our list could sway enough voters next year for us to make him the number 1. LeBron's top accolades: 4 NBA titles, 4 Finals MVPs, 4 MVPs, 13 All-NBA first-team selections, 19 All-Stars, 5 All-Defensive first-team selections, NBA rank, 1st in scoring, 4th in assists, 9th in steals, 32nd in rebounds, 90th in blocks. There have been major developments in LeBron James's GOAT case since last year, most notably in the form of the 4-time league MVP, becoming the NBA's all-time regular season leading scorer. He already was number 1 by a mile in the playoffs. Oh, and he also has the most playoff series wins in league history after a surprising run to the Western Conference Finals last season, though that did end in a sweep loss. In high school, people were already saying he was the greatest ever, stating, he had Jordan-like finishing abilities with Magic Johnson's IQ, the chosen one. He was 6'8", 250, built like a tank, insane athleticism for his size, a freight train, faster than ever, great quickness, great passer, great scorer, insane potential. At 18, he was a beast and looked like an NBA player. They were broadcasting his games on live television to show you how great he was. He came into the NBA as the best high school player in history. Yeah, he was that great. He was so good that he had NBA players like Shaq, Allen Iverson, MJ, and Kobe going to see his high school games. James came into the NBA with unreal expectations and somehow managed to surpass all of them, and then some. James is clutch. He can score at a ridiculous level, rebounds well, and is a fantastic playmaker, his most impressive trait. Few players have ever matched James's absurd basketball IQ, one that he could use to continue to dominate for the next few seasons as his career winds down. Now 5 of 10 voters are putting him as the best ever. Note, he's a past first, but he's also the most clutch player ever over MJ and Kobe, by percentage and shots made at the end. A lot of people find it funny how you could even compare someone who is the all-time leading scorer, with 40,000 career points, top 4 in assists all time, and who has unheard of longevity and is still efficient and effective to this very day. The only other person we've seen like this, who still stay effective until their 40s, is Tom Brady. And did you notice a lot of LeBron's competition is here as well? KD number 12, the greatest scorer of all time. Steph Curry number 10, the greatest shooter of all time. Kevin Garnett. Number 14, the one of the most versatile defenders of all time. Tim Duncan number 9, known as the greatest power forward ever. Now don't sleep on MJ. He went against Bird, Shaq, Kobe, Magic Johnson, Patrick Ewing, Charles Barkley, and Isaiah Thomas, and the bad boy Detroit Pistons and more. By the way, KD joined an already 73-9 Golden State Warriors to make the greatest team ever assembled. I'm just gonna say it. If KD never joined the Warriors, LeBron would be in the NBA right now, with 6 or 7 rings and 6 or 7 finals MVPs to match as well. That's why LeBron fans go so hard for him, because they know the truth. And to have the most haters of all time only proves it. While LeBron had KD, Curry, Kevin Garnett, Tim Duncan, and hell, even 17 ranked all-time Dirk Nowitzki, aka one of the greatest power forwards of all time, and is considered by many to be the greatest European player of all time, was one of LeBron's enemies. Dirk beat Kobe, LeBron, KD, James Harden, Russell Westbrook in one legendary run to win a championship. Nobody hates on Jordan how everybody hates on LeBron. If it's rings, Bill Russell is the GOAT. But rings isn't the deciding factor now, is it? MJ had godly opponents, but LeBron was up against literal god-tier players and god-tier teams. But nevertheless, they're both number one. Just put or spell MJ first and LeBron next, to please the MJ fans as well.